Greetings, cosmic adventurers, and welcome back to the channel where we unravel the mysteries of our sun and its profound impact on our very existence. I'm your guide through the volatile dance between our star and our fragile home, and this week we're diving deep into the intricate tapestry of space weather for February 2nd to February 8th, 2026. Intriguing hook this week, the sun isn't planning any grand earth-shattering fireworks. Instead, it's delivering a more subtle, yet insistent, cosmic rhythm. While no severe storms are on the immediate horizon, our star will send us a series of energetic waves, capable of stirring Earth's magnetic shield and bringing periods of undeniable restlessness. Prepare yourselves, for even quiet moments in space can hold hidden depths. And this week brings geomagnetically active surprises that demand our attention and understanding. General forecast for the week. Looking at the full picture, the week from February 2nd to February 8th, 2026, can best be characterized as a period of moderate to restless geomagnetic activity. It won't be a week of extreme chaos, but neither will it be entirely placid. We anticipate several distinct waves of solar wind hitting our planet, primarily driven by high-speed streams emanating from coronal holes. These streams will elevate the KP index, reaching active levels on certain days, creating a dynamic ebb and flow in Earth's magnetic field. While we don't expect any major G-class storms, these active periods are enough to influence sensitive technology and human well-being, demanding our careful observation. A brief scientific lowdown. Unpacking the cosmic code. Before we dive into the daily breakdown, let's quickly demystify the forces at play. What exactly is a magnetic storm, and why should we care? At its core, a magnetic storm is a major disturbance of Earth's magnetosphere, caused by efficient energy transfer from the solar wind into our planet's magnetic environment. These disturbances originate from three primary solar phenomena. Solar flares. These are sudden, intense bursts of radiation from the sun's surface. While they release vast amounts of X-rays and UV light that travel at the speed of light, affecting radio communication almost instantly, they don't directly cause geomagnetic storms unless accompanied by a coronal mass ejection. Coronal mass ejections, CMEs. These are massive expulsions of plasma and magnetic field from the sun's corona. When a CME is directed towards Earth, it can take anywhere from 1 to 5 days to arrive, and upon impact its magnetic fields can reconnect with Earth's, triggering a geomagnetic storm. Luckily, no Earth-directed CMEs are specifically predicted to cause major storms this week. Coronal holes. These are regions in the sun's corona where the magnetic field opens up into space, allowing high-speed streams of solar wind to escape. These streams can buffet Earth's magnetosphere, causing prolonged periods of elevated or active geomagnetic conditions, even without the dramatic punch of a CME. This week, these coronal hole high-speed streams are the primary drivers of our geomagnetic restlessness. Now, about the numbers you often hear, KP index and G levels. The KP index is a global average of geomagnetic activity, measured on a scale from 0, very quiet, to 9, extreme storm. Each step on the KP scale represents a doubling of the magnetic field disturbance. When the KP index reaches 5 or higher, we officially classify it as a geomagnetic storm, which is then categorized by NOAASG scale. G1, minor, KP, 5G, 2, moderate, KP6, G3, strong, KP7G, 4, severe, KP8G, 5, extreme, KP9. For our upcoming week, while we anticipate KP values reaching 4, this signifies active conditions, a definite disturbance, but not yet crossing the threshold into a G1, minor, storm. Calendar of geomagnetic activity, February 2nd to February 8th, 2026. Let's break down the cosmic forecast day by day, charting the invisible currents that will shape our week. Monday, February 2nd, 2026. A gentle awakening, KP2. As we begin our week, the geomagnetic forecast points to a relatively calm start. The KP index is expected to hover around 2. This is a period of tranquility, a quiet window where Earth's magnetic field is largely undisturbed by solar influences. It's an ideal time for sensitive individuals to feel their best and for technology to operate without a hitch. Consider this the serene calm before the subtle shifts later in the week. Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Continued calm, KP2. Much like Monday, Tuesday promises another day of geomagnetic peace. The KP index remains at a gentle 2, indicating minimal solar wind interaction. Enjoy this continued window of stability. The sun is still relatively quiet, but don't be lulled into complete complacency. The cosmos is always in motion, and changes are just around the corner. Wednesday, February 4th, 2026, the onset of restlessness, KP4. And here's where our cosmic narrative takes a subtle turn. Midweek, on Wednesday, February 4th, we anticipate a notable increase in geomagnetic activity. The KP index is predicted to climb to 4. This isn't a full-blown storm, but it marks an active period. The primary culprit? High-speed solar wind streams, likely originating from a recurrent coronal hole on the Sun. These streams will buffet Earth's magnetosphere, causing a noticeable increase in geomagnetic fluctuations. While not reaching GA1 storm levels, this elevated activity can still impact sensitive systems and individuals. You might not see auroras at lower latitudes, but the unseen forces are definitely at work. Thursday, February 5th, 2026. Peak of activity, KP4. The week's most active day. Mark your calendars because Thursday, February 5th, will be the most active day of our forecast period. The KP index is expected to remain at 4, sustaining the active conditions initiated on Wednesday. This continued elevated state means our planet's magnetic field will still be under the influence of those energetic coronal hole high-speed streams. While still below the G1 storm threshold, the sustained KP4 makes this the period requiring the most vigilance. For some, this could manifest as increased fatigue, headaches, or disturbances in sleep patterns. Those working with precision technologies like GPS or amateur radio might notice minor disruptions. This is our peak of cosmic turbulence for the week, a sustained rumble rather than a thunderclap. Friday, February 6th, 2026, easing into unsettled KP3. As we head into the weekend, the intensity begins to recede slightly. Friday, February 6th, sees the KP index dropping to 3. This signifies a return to unsettled conditions. The most intense phase of the solar wind stream has likely passed, but residual effects still linger. The magnetosphere is settling back down, but not yet fully returning to a completely quiet state. Saturday, February 7th, 2026, remaining restless, KP3. Saturday mirrors Friday's unsettled state, with the KP index maintaining a value of 3. This means we're still experiencing a restless background. For most, this level of activity is imperceptible, but highly sensitive individuals might still feel a subtle, energetic hum. It's a reminder that even when the sun isn't roaring, its whispers can still reach us. Sunday, February 8th, 2026, week's end, unsettled, KP3. Closing out our week, Sunday, February 8th, continues with KP3. The lingering effects of the coronal hole stream are gradually fading, but a complete return to quiet conditions might take a little longer. It's a weekend that carries a faint echo of the midweek activity, ensuring our magnetosphere remains on a restless background. Possible consequences: what this means for you and our world. Even without major G-class storms, these active KP4 and unsettled KP3 geomagnetic conditions can have noticeable impacts for meticulously sensitive humans. Health. Many people, often referred to as meteosensitive, report feeling the effects of even minor geomagnetic fluctuations. This can manifest as headaches, migraines, increased fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. Individuals with pre-existing cardiovascular conditions like high blood pressure or heart arrhythmias might experience exacerbated symptoms. Sleep. Disrupted sleep patterns are also common during periods of increased geomagnetic activity. The subtle changes in Earth's magnetic field can interfere with our natural circadian rhythms, leading to insomnia or restless sleep. Mood. Some studies suggest a correlation between geomagnetic activity and mood disturbances, with an increase in anxiety or depressive states reported by sensitive individuals. For our technologically advanced world, navigation and communication. While minor active periods can introduce slight inaccuracies in GPS and GLONASS satellite navigation systems, high-frequency HF radio communication, particularly for amateur radio operators and long-range air traffic, might experience some degradation or fading. Power grids. Although KP4 doesn't pose a significant threat to major power grids, very sensitive components or older infrastructure might experience minor fluctuations. Larger, sustained storms are what truly threaten our electrical networks, but it's always good to be aware. Satellite operations. Satellites in Earth orbit can experience increased drag due to the expanded atmosphere during geomagnetic activity, requiring minor orbital adjustments. Electron flux levels are expected to reach high levels on specific days around this period, February 1st to 3rd, 6th to 7th, which can pose a risk to spacecraft charging and surface discharges. Practical recommendations. Navigating the cosmic currents. While we can't control the sun, we can certainly prepare for its influence. Here are some actionable tips for your health and well-being. 1. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water throughout the week, especially on the active days of Wednesday and Thursday. 2. Prioritize rest. Ensure you get adequate sleep. If you're sensitive, consider winding down earlier on February 4th and 5th. 3. Mindful eating. Opt for light, nutritious meals to reduce strain on your body. 4. Manage stress. Practice relaxation techniques like meditation or deep breathing to help your body cope with potential stressors. 5. Monitor symptoms. If you have chronic conditions, pay close attention to your body and consult your doctor if you experience unusual symptoms for your tech and daily life. 1. Charge devices. Keep essential electronics charged just in case of any minor power fluctuations, although unlikely. 2. Backup data. Always a good practice, but particularly relevant if you rely on sensitive electronic equipment. 3. HF. Radio users. Be aware of potential communication degradation, especially on Wednesday and Thursday. Consider alternative frequencies if issues arise. 4. GPS reliance. For highly precise navigation, be mindful that minor signal inconsistencies could occur, though major outages are not expected. 5. Stay informed. Keep an eye on daily space weather updates from reputable sources like NOAA/SWPC, as forecasts can change rapidly. Important warning plus farewell. Remember, space weather forecasting is a dynamic and evolving science. While we rely on the most advanced models and observations, the Sun is a powerful and unpredictable entity. These forecasts are our best current understanding, but the cosmos can always throw a curveball. Stay vigilant, stay curious, and always keep looking up. If you found this forecast helpful and want to stay ahead of the cosmic curve, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join our growing community of space weather enthusiasts. Together, we'll continue to explore the breathtaking and sometimes challenging forces that shape our universe. Until next time, stay safe, and may your week be filled with cosmic wonder.